been checking in on how you doing. Are you all right? Are you safe? You know, and you know what that means when people check in on you and ask if you're all right, if you're safe. One, that means that they're concerned about you and your safety and they care about you. And then more importantly, they want some gossip. Like, what have you seen? I know there's the news reports, but you're out there. Can I get something a little more juicy so I know something that my friends don't? Because I have a friend out there. He's one canyon over, and he said he saw a crazy homeless person on a parasail shooting listen to this, shooting flames into a dog park. I think there's video on the internet. I'm not sure, but that's what he was saying. Dude, somebody said they saw a guy in a Dodge Power Wagon with a Trump hat on, throwing lit cigarettes out his cab on either side. I will say the frequency and where the fires were lit, it did start to seem like, all right, like what's going on here, man? Is this being done by somebody? And then they show, somebody goes, yeah, there was a guy doing it. There was a guy that was doing it. Some guy did all of that. And then they show some crazy homeless guy in like a fucking, residential area lighting like a fucking dumpster on fire. It's like, so you're telling me that fucking homeless guy somehow went with no car, no money, somehow went to the Palisades and then out to Pasadena and then to Laurel Canyon or Runyon Canyon. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you figured out there on the internet? We had to evacuate like most people. Got a little scary. It was one of those deals that if it jumped a canyon, it would be like, all right, well, there goes all of my stuff. And I was just like, you know what? It's stuff. What are you going to do? This is, you know what a fire is? It's your opportunity to start your mortgage over again and build your dream house. I don't even know what I'm watching. I do the Duolingo French app every single day. And I try not to get involved in their the things that they want to drive the app, like, to have you interact with the app. They immediately try to put you in a group of these other people, and they want you to make friends with them, and then they want you to compete with them. Who did the most French? You get points for every lesson that you did, and if you don't fucking do enough, you get demoted. But if you do enough, you get promoted, okay? Or you stay at the same level. And, each little trophy's a different fucking color, and it's just like, you did it again. You did it again. Like, can you just, every fucking thing, no matter how pure the desire is, I love the language. I want to learn how to speak it. I would love to be able to go to the French countryside and fucking hang out there smoking a cigar with some French guy smoking a cigarette and shooting the shit and hearing what he has to say about the world in his language. Right? Tell me some stories about what you've done, right? That's what I want to do. But somehow, even on a fucking language app, you got to put on the fucking rat suit and start running on the wheel. It's the cheese. It's right there. It's right there. Run a little faster. Run a little faster. They've done that with everything. Like the Food Network. It's just fucking brutal to me. They're literally like, I've said this for years. It's one of the nicest things you can do for somebody is to sit down and just make them a meal. It's one of the nicest, loving, most warmest things you can do for somebody. And they've turned the entire fucking channel. They don't even teach you how to cook anymore. All it is these competition. And the fucking worst one on there is the one with the kids. Because they don't give them enough time. They don't give them enough ingredients. They put them under this fucking stress. This total, abusive fucking relationship. They're literally getting them trained to work in the corporate world. All right, make this with less than what you need and not enough time and go. And if you're the fucking slowest or if you do the worst job, you can pack up your kid knife, fucking bottom lip quiver, and you can cry and walk the fuck out of here. Why would you do that? And these kids are crying, going I was a little disappointed with my souffle. When I put the potatoes in the ice bath. I knew that I took him out too soon, but I was running out of time. It's like, look what you just did. That show should be called Adults Making Children Cry. This week on Abusive Adults. Someone's going to be happy, but the rest of them are going to be crying. Welcome to the beautiful world of the art of cooking, as seen through capitalism. Quicker, faster, less ingredients. Or you will have to you are fired. And you will be homeless. And you'll be so crazy that you'll be on that fucking that fucking whatever that fucking thing is, where you're on the surfboard and you go up in the air. And you'll be lighting the fires. Denny Luck, that crazy homeless guy. There's footage of it. You can look it up. He was kite surfing. I just love that whole fucking idea that there's this like some fucking crazy homeless guy. You know, he must have it, at the very least, he must have one of those scooters. And he's just going around doing treating the Hollywood Hills like Dresden, except he's doing it from the ground. He's firebombing the hills. I will say, if they do pin it on that guy, if I'm to believe that guy somehow went from Altadena, Pasadena, all the way out to the Palisades, swung by the Hollywood Bowl and fucking God knows what, and then, went behind some fucking Red Roof Inn to light a dumpster on fire. If they pin all of this shit on that guy, like my buddy was suggesting, and it was funny. He goes, they said this guy's the guy that started the fires. They should fucking throw him in the fire. And I'm like, yeah, and that's all. It's a pretty neat package, isn't it? Just all wrapped up in a bow for you. You're really going to go with the Oswald thing again? Is that what we're doing? It's kind of like that Epstein Island thing. The only guy who got in trouble was Epstein. Wasn't that weird? It's like, well, what about all those fucking creepy guys that were going over there banging 12-year-olds? Nah, not interesting. It's just about Epstein. And then the maitre d'. She got in trouble too. And then that was it. So I would say if they put it on just this crazy homeless guy, which I don't even know if it's a thing. I'm just going off of this fucking text message. Because I have more important things to do. All right? Like watch this video somebody sent me of Van Halen in Italy lip-syncing to Mean Streets. Is it Mean Streets or Mean Street? Mean Street. Mean Streets was Martin Scorsese. Martin. All right, so anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you to the fire department and the Department of Water and Power. What you guys did was amazing. And fuck everybody that's blaming the mayor. Corporations, like, for the love of God, can you just keep your eye on the ball? Corporations and our government, politicians, have known about the dangers of the way that we were living and consuming and the population and all of that whole thing since the late 1950s. They knew this shit was coming, and they did nothing. They did nothing.